how should a startup pick the right incubator? Because there could be multiple incubators in the same domain. So any 2 cents, having been on both sides.
Okay, so let me take the latter question first. If I'm a startup, what would I look in the incubator? One is, of course, what is the startup, what is the incubator offering me? What is the value package that they have for me? Is it, mentoring worth so many hours? Are they going to do a gap analysis of my business plan to see what exactly is my need? Do they have a structured program that they offer? Are they going to do some kind of a 3-day or a 5-day training program to help me understand the basics? What exactly is it that they're going to offer? So what's their program, the incubation program that they have? In some cases, some incubators are fairly flexible. They will be able to accommodate their program based on your requirements. In other cases, the incubators are very very structured, and they have they don't have that kind of a flexibility of what is it that they can offer. They go the entire 9 yards for every startup. So based on which stage you are at in your venture journey and what are the requirements, it has to meet the offering of the incubator. So that's a basic first thing. Then I think I would look for the strength of the team, the strength of speak with them, understand. If you have 1 or 2 interactions with the team, you will understand what is their experience of working with incubators, other startups. What is their experience of what is the network that they have? What are kind of mentors that they can bring on board? Ask for the mentors in your particular area, the kind of things that you want support on. Who are the mentors that the incubator is connected with, if any, that can work with you. You can ask for names, you can ask for profiles and backgrounds, so on and so forth. Sector alignment is, of course, very important. So, some things are a little obvious. So if you're a mobility startup, you will go to a smart mobility focused incubator. But in some cases, it's not very clear. So it's an AI startup can go to a number of incubators that may say that they're supporting AI, but you will need to look at who are the previous startups that have been supported in the AI sector by the incubator to be able to take your decision there. And now in the post-COVID era, I think it's important to understand which of these incubators will be able to give remote support, because a lot of startups, women may not want to physically go to the incubator. And virtual incubation is actually great, because in that ways you can also benefit from the incubator which is not in your city. To give the example of AIC Banasthali, which is again supported by AIM, it's an only woman incubator. It's in the middle of nowhere, 1.5 hours from Jaipur. It's that place. I can't even call it a village. I mean, it's a village, not even a town, because you just have the university there and nothing else. But they get applications from global women. So they're doing wonderful in terms of supporting women remotely. So they have women entrepreneurs from Hyderabad, Bangalore, and all the other places incubated with them. A good part of it is done virtually. While there are, of course, days when the women are supposed to come to Banasthali and work from the incubator as well. And then there are other value-added services, whether they can get you free credits and stuff like that if you are a tech-based company and you might want to use credits, free CRM softwares and server space and all those things, the kind of visibility that they can get you, the partnerships that they have. Like I said earlier, the investor database. One important thing that the incubators can also offer is seed capital. So you might want to check out if the incubator has the ability to offer seed capital on its own. Some incubators have good connects with investors, but other incubators also have their own seed capital with them that they can give to the incubatees. So do they have, and when you are ready for raising your seed round, do they have the ability to give the seed funding to you? So these are some of the things that we would want to see at the time of selecting the incubator. About selecting the right startup, of course, the incubator is going to see whether the startup, the solution or the product, does it have a market or not? Is it going to become? Does it have the potential to be a unicorn someday? Or if not even a unicorn, can it be a large sustainable business? And after the market, they will look at the team. Is it a passionate team? Does the team have the wherewithal to take forward the company? So, is it a single founder? Is it a group of friends doing this together? And do they have all the co-founders in place? So, like I said earlier, you need a tech person, you need a business person, someone has to have the knowledge of the domain of that particular solution, but the other person has to be good at going out, meeting people, getting the business. It's generally a good combination of the two things that makes a good startup team. So, do you have all those aspects covered up or not? Incubators will help you look for other co founders also if they feel that there's a need to get someone on board, or your key CXO level employees can be onboarded through the incubator. But yes, the team is very, very important because most investors also bet on the jockeys and not the horses. So, um, that's a second thing. And of course, I mean, the incubators will then also look at the need and the ability and the offer that they have. So the incubator or the startup may need a particular service, or may need a special equipment in a lab, for example, or they may need a special type of mentoring, and they might not be specializing in that area or may not have that particular mentor or the in-house strength to be able to support the incubating. In that case, the incubators will go ahead and say that no, we can't offer the support.